Hey everybody, this is Alex.
This is Bosh.
Yeah, and this is episode 52
of Fool's Odyssey.
I never thought we'd be so in sync. I think that's like our first time kind of
syncing well?
Yeah.
I guess. Well, it takes 52 episodes, I guess.
We found a groove. So in this episode, it's kind of special.
This is news. All right, go for it.
52, it marks our 1 year of uploading this podcast.
That's right. Yep.
Maybe we should start off with why we did this and our format and stuff like that, because this is, it's a retrospective, right? Like looking back on the 1 year that we did this, because it went by really fast.
Oh, yeah, a lot of things happen in a blink of an eye.
Right, a lot of things happen, but the one thing I'm surprised that remained consistent is
We're still doing this.
We just have fun doing this.
Yeah, I agree.
So first off, I guess we can start off with the why. Why are we doing this podcast? Why? What made us want to do this?
I find it funny that you say us specifically.
Yeah, because you are me.
Because again, from the beginning, even up till like a couple of episodes ago, I'm like, hey Bosh, let's record. I'm like, oh, come on. I'm like, oh, dude. Like, nah, what do you have to do today? And shit like that, you know?
Even today, you're just like, come on, man.
Dude, I'm here because I need to print something out.
So how I got the idea, it was, I think, not at the beginning of the pandemic, but it was like during that summer of the first wave. And we were not really kind of bored because we weren't able to really go out at the time.
Not that I go out a lot.
Yeah, not that we go out a lot, but like movies, food, meeting up with people, it just wasn't allowed.
It wasn't an option, yeah.
Right. So, and then I was like watching online a podcast called Bad Friends with Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino. Now, the name Bobby Lee might sound familiar because he was on Mad TV like 20 years ago.
Right.
Can you believe it? He was 30 when he started that show. We're 30 now. And what the fuck are we doing?
How dare you? I'm not 30 just yet.
Might as well be 30.
Soon.
Right. So anyways, I watched his podcast and I was just like, wow, I really like his interaction, Bobby Lee's interaction with Andrew Santino. They're like two friends just ragging on each other, just having fun, just talking. See,
that's
shit.
cool, but we're not friends, Alex. I don't know where you get that hallucination from.
We're both Asian. We're automatically family. It's fine. Yeah, so I was just watching him and just having a good time on the podcast. And they're just like, hey, we just hit record and we just start talking. I was like, wow, that's really cool. Like to be able to just do that. So it just inspired me to.
Yeah, but for me, I have a theory why that works.
Yeah.
It's just that they always had an idea of whatever it is that they're doing. There's an idea in their head. Oh, yeah, I saw this. Let's talk about it. Oh, dude, I just saw, like, you know, like.
For sure. They always have some ideas of what they want as a conversation.
I don't know if that's just something they do ahead of time or just something that comes with experience.
I think it's a little bit of both. I feel like they plan out some things ahead of time because they're comedians. So there are some bits that they plan ahead of time, like having guests on or certain jokes in there.
And whatnot, yeah.
But for the most part, because they're stand-up comedians, they can just go like instantly, like they improv and whatnot.
I see.
Right? Yeah. So that inspired me to kind of just have something like that with someone else. But originally, I didn't ask Boshka first. And that's why maybe that's why you feel so reluctant to record with me every time.
I don't know. I never remember about that part. So
originally it was going to be you, me, and a third person, Kyle.
Right. I remember that part.
That was my original idea.
Yeah.
But then Kyle said no, because I guess he doesn't like being on the podcast or he has no idea what to say, which is fair because
neither do we.
right. Like every time someone starts a podcast, they're like, okay, what do we talk about? Like, what is this going to be about? I already knew what I wanted to do, which is going to be like a free talk. Like just talk about whatever we want. Hobbies, anything that interests us, video games, movies, manga, comics.
But there's a problem with that. I mean, we never really talk about mangas and whatever too. Like we probably could have.
We did. Gantz, remember?
Yeah, but that's the only thing though, right?
I know, but we'll probably come back to it around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know because we're not, this is probably a shitty way to say it, but we're not that interesting. In a sense that our scope of interest has been on the same pool, kind of like similar pool, so to say. But then, for example, if our interests are a lot more broad, like for example, I just learned how to dance, or I've been learning how to do this. Oh, did you know that if you do this a certain way, you do blah, blah, blah. Like, if you have some more broader point of view, a broader interest, of course, there's a lot more that you can talk about.
Yes,
right?
exactly. For me, like having just to stick with one topic, it feels a little too restrictive.
I agree.
Especially since like how we talk to each other, we go off topic quite often. Especially in the beginning of our
Oh, that was insane.
yeah, the few first episodes that we did was
Horrible.
always off topic.
Yeah.
Like for those who didn't know, I guess most of you
Yeah.
are all like two and a half of you. Like we did practice episodes. I think we did like about 10 or
Yeah, around 10 to like 13.
10 to 13 before we actually uploaded our first episode. And those first 10 to 13 were rough, to say it nicely.
I wouldn't say rough. It's just like we talk a lot. Well, we noticed our bad habits and what, like a lot of silence, a lot of laughter, uncontrollable laughter.
Well, that's a good thing though.
Which
For us,
depends.
anyways, for us.
Depends on where we're going. Sometimes when we can find any topic, we just went dead silent, and we have to find and we had like certain keyword, like we keep saying like or like stuff like that, right?
Yeah, like filler words. I don't say it's dead silence. It's more like we take like pauses when we talk, but that's not a bad thing.
True, but it feels better when it's like flowy, right? It just feels more natural, I guess.
Well, that's the listeners to know that we're doing it live. There's no script, right?
Right.
In a way, right? If we had a script, it would probably be more flowing and stuff. But we're just freeballing it essentially.
As usual, I suppose.
The story of our lives, right? Yeah. So we ended up recording, and I didn't know where this was gonna go. I just knew that we were gonna do it for at least a year, at least try to. And I don't know how Bosh. How did you feel at the beginning of doing?
Yeah,
this
it was
podcast?
nice working with you, man. Peace. It's
Contract
been a year.
over.
Contract's over.
Yeah. So like. How did you feel at the beginning when I say, "Hey Bosh, you want to do a podcast with me?" Because you're just like, "Okay, sure."
Yeah, I guess I did.
Yeah.
I didn't went like, "Oh, I don't know." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I mean, what's there to lose?
Right.
Because that's kind of like the mantle that I go with. Like, what's there to lose? Like, what, people hear my voice and they probably get nightmare from it. But fuck you guys.
But you like that. You want that to happen. I think that's the difference. When someone says, "I had a bad day because of you,"
Thanks.
Yeah, you're like, "You're welcome."
You're welcome every day. Come again.
Right. That's the difference between. But like, how do you feel about it now? Now after we did 52 episodes, a whole year of this.
Because I never really put like a set of deadline, right? Like I never thought like, oh yeah, after a year, if it's gonna fly or whatnot, we'll quit or we'll continue. Like I never really thought of it that way. I never put a deadline.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking now is what's next?
Yeah, exactly.
How are we gonna grow next? Like how are we gonna make things more enjoyable for us, interesting for you guys, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Like that's the next topic of conversation.
Oh, okay. There's no script. I didn't know that we're going this way.
No, we're just talking about the podcast and stuff in general.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Well, before we get there, like for me, it was kind of like rough for me. I
How so?
guess. Because like the audio quality wasn't quite there yet. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, in case you guys didn't know, all I do here is just come here and talk. The one who does editing, the one who does whatever, the one who uploads the episode and whatnot is all Alex. So yeah.
Like, yeah, especially the editing where I was just like, oh my God, this takes forever and right? But then I just ended up like pushing through and then finding ways like, oh, I don't have to listen to this at normal speed. I can speed it up and listen to it that way and this and that. And it just kind of just slowly got used to doing the things, doing the things that are part of being a podcaster, right? And then especially since we're doing this live now, it's a lot easier to edit because it's like not so much, it's not so much time consuming anymore. Right. Because when we did it online,
we don't have to match and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. There's a little bit of audio delay. But here we're talking and we don't have to edit as much,
that's true.
Which saves quite a bit of time actually.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah. So now that we finished discussing like the origin.
Well, what are you laughing at? What are you laughing at?
I just love seeing your face.
Okay. All right, go on.
Yeah. So now that we finished talking about the origin and the background, I kind of want to talk about, before we get to the future of what we're going to do next.
Okay.
I kind of want to talk about the format of how we did the podcast for the movie discussion.
Are you going to change it or?
No, because the way we did it is quite, or not say quite different, but it is different than most movie discussion or review or podcast or stuff they do, right? Because for us, we talk about the characters.
Yeah. And then we talk about the plot and whatnot too.
Kind of sprinkle in the plot and then it picks and stuff, and we add more stuff at the end if we forget anything. But for what I've noticed is that for reviewers on YouTubers and even on podcasts is like they go through the whole story and kind of just pick it apart that way. But for me, that's a little
too detailed.
Not too detailed. Kind of like, what's the point of watching the movie?
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it that way.
Because what we're doing is that we're not reciting the movie, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're talking about this after you guys watch it, so that way we could share our thought and whatnot,
Yes,
right?
exactly. That was the idea behind it.
Yeah.
It's like you finish watching the movie, and then now we're ready to talk about it together and just see if you guys share the same opinions or thoughts of us, right? That's the goal. But also, like, even if you're just didn't watch the movie, I didn't want to spoil too much.
That's right.
So hopefully, like, that worked out in our favor. I'm not sure. I don't know if we want to change how we do it in the future.
I don't know. I kind of like the way it is because it's more interactive, I guess.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about different characters, and sometimes people miss characters that doesn't really get the
spotlight.
Yeah, exactly. Even though those are only characters that only got like a few scenes, right? But it's still part of the movie.
That's right.
Like no one talks about Ned, right? Right. After the first movie, he's kind of like,
okay,
yeah, or MJ, so to speak, because she doesn't really have a big role either-ish.
No. Yeah.
Spider-Man characters, by the way.
I was like, yeah, she got a beautiful neck. I remember that part.
That's all Boshka. That's all Boshka said every time she appeared. Yeah.
Like, it's like one turn she was like turning and like, and I'm like, holy crap, you could see the line on her neck. I'm like, holy crap, that's beautiful.
Bosh is a weird guy.
Says you.
Says everyone.
All right, you got that one.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's like, and also like even though we did this for a year, we still have no idea what we're doing ish.
Yeah. And that's Fool's Odyssey.
It is, right? That's part of our slogan, you know, come with us. We're two fools going on a foolish journey, kind of.
We might not be going anywhere, but we're moving.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be fun along the way, right?
Maybe, yeah.
And what else I was gonna say? I was gonna say something. Now you made me forget. I always forget something.
Brain exercise, boys. You guys gotta do it. Brush up into like Alex. 30 and start forgetting crap.
How dare you? I'm not 30 yet. What were we talking about before?
Movies, character, how we break it down, Ned, MJ's.
Okay, and before when we did the podcast, I would always have like an idea of what to talk about. I always have like headers, and it's like, okay, we gotta hit this. But then over time, I kind of just like, screw it. I don't.
Character. There's this character. There's this thing. There's a shack of guns. What's it this? What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Just like we could finish it in like 7 lines. That's it.
Yeah, like for the movies, that's what I do. I just write down the characters so I don't forget anyone. But for like this podcast, like for this episode, I didn't have anything written down. We're kind of just talking off the top of our head, and hopefully we can fill up the time.
I think easily.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Play the intro for like half an hour.
That could be work. That could work. Now, talking about going to the future of the podcast. Yes, we will continue doing this.
Yes.
I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm looking at this Roadcaster. I'm looking at all this thing that he just purchased. Maybe we'll continue this. All right.
You know how sometimes people just spend a lot of money on this one thing, and then they're kind of like, okay, now what?
Hold up. You asked me if I know that people do that. I'm staring at one right now. Buying like 8 games, just never touched it. Playing it once in the game, ripping the box open. Sometimes not even that. Yeah. And then just have it there.
So you know a guy.
Yeah. I know a guy.
You know a guy.
Know a guy too well.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just like maybe that's what I thought would happen. Like maybe that's gonna be one of those things where I'm just like, okay, I got bored of it. Goodbye. But no, this is like one of the few hobbies that I kept around.
Yeah. And I think hobbies is the right word to say it.
Oh, this is not gonna be a career, not anytime soon.
Yeah, not a career. Like we don't go here. Like we don't do this with making it as a career as the first thought. We do this just to do something.
Yeah.
To probably learn how to talk.
Yeah.
To learn how to assess, and maybe saying public speaking is not really the right thing.
Public speaking, but learning to be more articulate.
Articulate. That's a word. Yeah.
I do feel like we got better at talking, so to speak.
I agree though.
And not only that, but like I guess we're more comfortable
talking to a mic.
Talking to a mic.
Yeah,
hearing our own voices, like it definitely helped.
Yeah, because before this whole thing, hearing my voice has always been like a
weird
feeling. I'm like, do I always sound like this?
Yeah.
But now I'm like, Sounds like me.
You kind of get used to it. Right?
Yeah, true.
The voices inside your head are.
Because even earlier, before we started this podcast, I kind of like when we did the audio check.
Yeah.
I did like this sing and whatnot, right? Usually I'd be like, why are you playing that? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
I sounded pretty good on that one. I'm like,
maybe we'll record a Boshka album.
no.
Boshka is a good singer for those who don't know, and those who will find out.
No, not really. Don't put your hopes up.
So going into the future, as I say, so now we're kind of like trying to evolve the podcast in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And one of these things that we haven't done yet is to bring people on the show,
Right.
as guests.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I did some research onto this and and I was wondering like, oh, we can't afford some people on the show mainly because like, hey, they don't want to do it.
We're unknown.
We're unknown. Their money, right? Their time is money, and we don't have money to give for their time.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we don't actually have to pay them apparently, because apparently the exposure and free advertisement is enough.
What
right?
they get, yeah.
But we also don't have to go for like the super A-listers too, like The
course
Rock and all those people, like Kevin Hart. You know,
I would shit my pants. I actually showed up. I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a guest next week. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
The Rock.
I'll be
Maybe
like,
one day. Maybe one day.
eventually, maybe.
Maybe we can ask him if we get a studio, a proper studio. I don't know. Boshka say no.
Yeah, my face. I'm crunching up right now.
Who knows? But I think that's the direction we're heading now. Is like we're gonna start finding people on the show and start, having a third person on the weekly podcast.
Yeah, I mean, wait, are we gonna do that like every week now? Just having a new guest every week?
I think for the next while. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because I guess people kind of notice the trend. It's like we always do something different every once in a while, right?
True.
First we talked about science, then we went to manga, and went to
Free talk,
anime.
and then
Yeah, we went to a free talk for a little bit, and
we
then
went to movies.
we went to movies, and now we're gonna start bringing in guests,
and
then
see what sticks, what feels good.
I think it's a good rotation, so to speak, right? Just rotating through different content.
Yeah, rotation is good, but I do have a little bit of concerns about guests because we don't know how, like, human composition, right? I don't know who's the next guest is coming. And I don't know, like, just the human chemistry, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
right.
that's because different depending on the people and whatnot.
Right. So that's why hopefully this year-long training of ours that we did it kind of boosted up. And also there's two of us, right?
So we can just gang up on them.
Kind of like if I don't have anything to say, you'll probably have something to say, and vice versa. And not only that, but people, I hate to say it, but people like talking or telling their stories.
Right. That's true. And that's usually a really fun thing though.
Yeah, that exactly. Like all these people with different experiences and stuff. Like I want to hear those stories. I want to experience
That's true.
experience that. Yeah.
Because people experience is like, it's something that an important part of their life. And usually there's a lot of stuff that they learn from that moment. It's just that it's something that you yourself will never learn unless you hear and learn from them, right?
Exactly, yeah.
That's why I listen to your elders. Sometimes they tell a really interesting story. You don't have to like agree with them, but there's always stuff that you can learn from it.
And it's kind of funny how like when I hear other people's successes, I kind of just go, oh, hell yeah, dude, you got it. You got it. And when someone tells me something sad, I'm like, no, dude, come on, not like this. Yeah. Especially like Boshka, right?
What do you mean?
I'm always on that roller coaster with you. When you're up, I'm up there with you. And when you're down, I'm down there with you and stuff like
Hold up. When am I up? When am I down? I'm always in this middle ground of
no, you're down
peacefulness.
today. And you're down last week or last month.
I've been down the whole month.
Pretty much like almost like half the year of this year, you're like down.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You were up when...
Oh, I know why. Because it hasn't rained in a long time.
Is that right?
Because it hasn't rained since, what, like January, right?
Is it? No, it rained in August.
Did it?
A little bit.
Like once, like one day. But other than that, it didn't rain. Oh, in case you guys are wondering, I love the rain.
He's a weirdo like that.
Oh, even today. It was small rain, big rain, hail. In a span of like 10 seconds. That was amazing.
Yeah, but it wasn't like long hail. It was just
Yeah.
like a tiny... But it was like kind of weird that happened. Interesting. I was like, whoa, this is pretty cool. I mean, even, was it not yesterday, but 2 days ago?
It was huge.
Oh, yeah.
There was a storm.
I was legit kind of scared. I was like, oh my God, our streets are going to get flooded and something's going to fall down from the branches, you know?
One of my tree, like big branches, broke off and fall right in front of my house.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
Like, crap.
I was like, I'm surprised there's no like monsoon thunderstorms going on right now. It was huge.
But after the long heat wave in summer, I'm kind of really
Yes,
happy.
Exactly. People are complaining about the rain. I think that was well needed. Like we needed something like that.
Oh, it cooled me off so greatly. So.
Yeah, we live in a rainy city. I don't know if we
But
want
it
to.
hasn't rained in a while. That's why I felt like a bit sad.
I think it's due to climate change.
Oh dear.
That's what I like.
I'd
That's what
like.
That's what
I'd
I
like to believe.
No, that's what I think.
Yeah, it's totally possible though.
But you know what? It's like these days I've been thinking of like, I always tell you and our other friend Andre, shout outs to you, Dre, is like I want to be more involved in the community somehow, right? Because when I was talking about, hey, when we start a business, I want to be more involved in the community. I want
definitely
do this, do that, fundraisers, have kids come in and stuff like that, work with schools and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird how as we got older or how I got older, I kind of want to be more involved in that kind of stuff because my parents are not like that at all.
I could see that because especially you, at least I could see it in you.
Why is that?
Because how do I say this? I don't know if I should say this on the recording, but
Say it.
your parents kind of felt cold. They don't feel involved at all.
Yeah, they don't.
So I'm not trying to diss your family or whatever, but that's how it comes across. But that's the thing, because now how do I say this? You have the power, you have your income, you have stuff, right? When you have a business, now you own something. It's something that you have. It's kind of like having a child, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're trying to give that child the best, right?
Yeah.
So that's why you want to be like, oh yeah, connect to this thing. Oh, let's do this. Let's open up. And that's what it feels to me. You're trying to be involved with what you have.
Okay. Two things here.
Okay, go on.
Two things.
All right.
First off, how dare you?
Read your mind and read your soul. You're welcome.
How dare you? And secondly, you kind of just make me think like, am I just compensating for something here?
Yes, you are.
Is that why I'm like longing for these
something?
connections?
You want to have a connection. You want to have something that you own, something that's personally yours.
I don't know if it's personally mine, but
I know, but it's something that we share. But then it's you could say it's our flesh and blood. It's our blood and tears, right? It's something that we work together to make. Yeah, so it's safe to say that's ours.
I definitely want a connection and like seeking in a weird way, it's like there's a void in my heart and I want to fill it.
I'm like, what are you, Wraith from Apex Legend? There's a void in my heart.
Well, that's what it means, right?
Yeah.
Or that's not what she means. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like figuratively, there's a void in my heart. There's a hole in my heart.
But do we ever figure it out why that void was there?
Yeah, we talked about it, I think.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, no. We talked about the podcast, but I always edit it out. But I guess I'll say it now. Yeah. It's because my parents are never like that involved, right? And it's not their fault.
Yeah, it's not. Because probably they were raised up that way too, right?
Yeah, so it's like their own environment. And not only that, but they're always working, right? Trying to provide for the family and whatnot. Like, you can't
blame them.
I can.
I guess.
You can blame them. You shouldn't.
You shouldn't. You can blame people for anything now.
But not only that, but it's just like, when I see other families going like, oh yeah, our family, we had this as a happy memory, like you.
Oh, can I say something about that?
Yeah.
Never listen to those people, because when people say, oh yeah, look at my family, we're so happy. It kind of comes off as like, they're trying to make it that way. They want to believe that.
No, it's not that. It's like, I always ask them, it's like, oh, like, I ask them, like, oh, what's a happy memory for you guys? Or like, have you guys gone on any family vacations before? They're always like, yeah, we did this. I always remember this part. And so it's like, if it was.
Did you notice how he always asks other people what's their happiest memories are?
Right? We'll get to that in a bit. Right? So then, like, because my family never did that. Their idea of a family vacation is to go to Calgary, where my dad's side of the family is, just because we have a place to stay, and that's their idea of vacation, right? And it's never just like, oh, just the four of us, let's go to California and go to Disney World. My mom always thought, why? That's a waste of money and time. Let's just go to Calgary where we can save money. Why save money? I don't know. Why? I don't
Alex, there's this lesson that I've learned from my mentor. She's a video game character. Her name is Elaine Hayes. Yeah. She said that it's a money for your life, not the other way around.
Right. But like when you die, the money doesn't get buried with you.
That's right.
You don't take money to heaven or hell, wherever
You
may
don't
be
know
going.
that. Some religion, I think, maybe. I don't know.
Which is why my people burn the money so they can have money there. But they don't get to bring the money with them.
But
We
that's a
burn-
crime, though. We can't burn money, bro. That's a crime.
No,
You can't.
it's fake money, obviously.
Oh, okay. We're not gonna burn real money. Are you crazy?
Yeah, we burn American money.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
Yeah. Right? But like it's fake money so that they can be rich in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
But here on earth, while we're still living, why not create those memories and connections?
Because memory fades, Alex.
Why are you so dark all of a sudden?
Because you're giving me these cues, like, come on, man, ruin my day. Come on.
I don't say that.
Well,
I'm telling you, encourage me, Bosh. I need the love that I've
see,
been missing. all my
that's the
life.
cue. Ruin my day. I'm like, okay.
Damn, Bosh, you cold as heart.
Thank you.
Cold and heart. Right, and then the other thing you said you brought up that kind of clicked an idea in my head. It was like I'm always asking other people about their stuff, but I never respond.
To yours, because you don't know how to respond.
Not only that, but it's just like I don't really like talking about myself.
Yeah, because you can't bring anything positive to talk to them, right?
Not
Not
necessarily. It's just like, how can I say? Like when I talk about myself, it doesn't feel like it's very interesting, and it doesn't seem like it.
What do you mean by that? Okay,
Care too much.
Now share it right now to us.
What do you mean?
Whatever you found not interesting. Come on, about yourself, whatever it is.
No, it's kind of like. So here's the thing. Like when I tell people, it's like, oh yeah, I've been learning guitar for a couple of years.
Good for you.
Yeah, they're just thinking, good for you. Okay, cool.
Done.
Yeah, that's it. And I'm like,
'Cause-
oh, okay,
Because
cool.
you brought it the wrong way.
Well, how should I say it?
Who are you talking to? If you're talking to our, golden boy, shout out to you, brother, Brandon. I just did the heart tap thing.
Yeah.
We respect him. For example, if you talk to him, oh, yo, bro, I'm learning how to guitar now. I'm doing some, I don't know, like a music, like a song or whatever. Like, yeah, I'm working on this solo right now. Well, he'll expand it a lot. If you talk to people who don't really care about your well-being to begin with, they'll come like, oh yeah, good for you. Why is he telling me this? You know what I mean?
No, but like even people like Evans.
Evans don't care about you, man. Shout out to you, Evans, bro. Yeah. I did the heart tap again.
That's why he's a real one, because he ignores me. Right? So I don't know. It just feels like because every time I kind of talk about myself, I always get shut down like that. I kind of just don't even bother anymore. So I just end up talking about other people because other people have interesting stories and they want to talk about themselves. So I let them talk and I like to listen to what they have to say.
But that's also a problem, right?
Yeah, I'm not a very good conversationist.
It is. That's
It
right.
makes
Because
me a very bad
What people
conversationalist.
want is a conversationist. Because for me, I'm also, how do I say this? Ever since I was younger, because I was born a young boy under like a lot of like cousin, like a female cousin.
Yeah.
And-
When you said when you're a young boy, I thought you were gonna say my father
Took me into the city
Yeah.
to see a marching band.
yeah.
He said one day. No, hold up. So I had a lot of female cousins, and back when I was in middle school too, like I have a lot of like male and female friends, but a lot of female friends like to talk. Like they love to talk about whatever.
Yeah.
About their relationship with people, with their friend, about the stupid stuff that like somebody did. They just talk. And for me, I've always done what you've done. I listen. Oh, is that so? Oh, me myself, I'm pretty empty. I'm not. My interest is video games and comic and mangas, stuff like that. Like things that they will never understand.
Yeah.
So I don't open up. Like, what's the point? They won't get it. Like, so I just keep listening. But then I start learning tricks. I don't know if I should like tricks and whatnot to so if I don't open up, like if I don't talk about myself and whatnot, I would ask them and try to, how do you call this? Put myself in their situation. So it's gonna be like their topic, but I put myself in it. For example, like, oh yeah, I saw my friend kick a soccer ball at like the headmaster's office or whatever. And I'm like, oh, whoa, if I was there and whatnot, I would have done so it's kind of like a talk with me too on their topic. So it doesn't have to be on me, but it is about me just so it's kind of stuff that I used to do just to get them
To involve yourself?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, so
kind of like that.
See, this is why I call you my soulmate, Bosh. You understand everything.
I'm making the the meme about the lady with like the math and whatnot, just like looking at the top left, bottom right, just like math equation just flying around me.
So that's my trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about your trauma, Bosh. What's the trauma that you want to bring up?
My trauma. When I was younger, like when I think it was like what 4 or 5 years old, I was on my my late grandpa's villa. It was kind of like we were like on top of this hill thing. So this house looks like a castle, really. It was horrifying because there's only one person living there, and there's like this huge castle on the thing, which is horrifying. But it's a really cool place. It's like if it's taken care of, whatever. It would be like a really sick place to be in.
Yeah.
Oh, just a side note. That place was used for like horror movie, like in 10 different occasions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was that scary.
Oh, okay. That's
there was there's like this. Well, my grandpa really loved their grandchildren and whatnot, but he's the type of like this tough love kind of person, right?
Yeah.
Because he wants their grandchildren to be like strong and tough and have ambition and whatnot, right? But I don't turn that way because ambition scares me. Because I see a lot of people that ambition and I see how they fall. And it just kind of be like, no, I'll just leave the very, plain, boring, and step-by-step kind of life. That's...
But for us, okay, sorry to interrupt, but for us doing this podcast is kind of ambitious.
No, not at all.
Why is that?
Why do you think I take it? Because there's no ambition. It's probably very rude to say. But we're not doing this for career. Remember that part. We're doing this as a hobby.
I see.
Because it's a hobby, I sense no risk at all.
Oh.
If there's anything, I think there's a lot of risk for you.
Why is that?
Because you invested a lot in this already.
I mean, it's no different than me spending money on like a freaking piano that I never played.
I might play it soon.
You know what I mean? Like, to me, this is like another gadget or toy that I bought. It's no different than me buying that TV downstairs and never using it.
But here, I'm gonna tell you one thing. But now, because that is your, like, I'm playing at the piano, by the way. That piano, you invested on yourself, right?
Yes.
This you invested on us.
Because I believe you're worth it.
Shut up. And I take that as a responsibility. In my head, it's like, okay, he's gone this far. I have to at least carry a little bit of the weight.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. I'm just shut the fuck up. Anyway, back to my trauma.
Yes.
So what it is that he loves us, so he made like this swing. So there's a swing. You're not supposed to swing the other way because if you swing the other way, it kind of like there's like a ledge. So if you swing the other way, your ass is like off the ledge kind of thing.
Oh, I see.
You're supposed to go inward.
Yeah.
So it's closer to the flat ground. The thing is, my dad and my uncles are kind of like fucked up in the head. they do like crazy stuff. They jump off like waterfall. They do all this crazy thing that people go like, why? Like they're like jackass. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do this stuff. So my uncle's like, hey, you want to like have fun? I'm like, yeah, I guess. So he pushed me swing on the other way, so it's off the ledge. So for me, I don't know, ever since I was a kid, I always this fascination of being, I don't know, I want to say floating, but like kind of like flying in not just the air or like just being suspended like in the water and stuff like that,
like 0G kind
of feeling, just like floating and see. So back when I was a kid and I was a very bright kid, I let go of the swing and I flew so far.
Oh yeah.
And that's where I developed my fear of falling.
Really?
So now if I feel any G-force bigger than, I think 1.8 or something like that, I tense up and I went like...
Okay, how do you calculate that? How do you know it's...
I think we did a test.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, I think up to like 1.5, I was like, fine. I could like a little bit of push. But I go to 8, I'm like... I just went like...
So like, roller coasters are no good for you?
Hell no. Oh. One time my dad was like, want to go roller coaster? I'm like, nah, I'm good. Come on, you're a big boy. I'm like, okay. The whole time I ducked my head, I closed my eyes. I didn't even scream. My dad's like, just scream. No, can't scream. Just like that the whole way. It's like, I survived. Like, that's not how you have fun. I'm not having fun.
See, I think your dad brings up a good point, which is like, you're holding stuff in. You're supposed to let it all out.
But that's weakness.
That's not weakness. That's called growing.
Grow my ass. That's what.
And I want you to, but you won't want to.
What do you mean?
You want
My
to
ass is big enough. I don't need it to grow anymore.
I want you to be able to twerk. You nasty.
This is stupid shit we talk about. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean when we go off topic and go stupid. Like this is the fool's Odyssey right here, right now. But yeah, it's kind of interesting how like these traumas shaped us into who we are.
Yeah, for the better or worse, I think.
I would say for the worst. I don't think we got better off of it.
You think?
Do you feel better, like having a fear of falling?
Yeah, it keep me safe. Are you crazy? You have no idea.
But I also remember you said you wanted to be a air pilot one time.
Yes.
Yeah. So now,
Before I had that fall.
right? So now your dream kind of got destroyed.
Well, no. Did you know my original plan was
What was that?
not to be an airplane pilot? It was actually to be an astronaut.
Oh, see.
Now I can't even handle fucking G pressure, so I am done, boy. They did a test, I died right away.
But don't in NASA they kind of train you to
They
do
do.
that?
Oh, I don't know about training because I think there's like some people have the aptitude to last longer.
Yeah.
Some just don't. And for me, even if I had the aptitude, the fear would kill me. So
But wouldn't you get over that fear eventually?
maybe because I also had a fear of riding like planes.
Yeah.
And like a couple of times I actually rode it the first time. Like my sister was like would watch me as I was holding the grip on my chair. It was so hard. My hands were sweating. Like she could see like, bro, it's all right. It's all right. Like she would like, hold my hand. Like I could feel her hand was really warm and mine's like death cold.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's scary.
When we fly up and when I'm like, oh, okay, we're in the air. Well, when we're in the air, we're like, I'm good. When we're going down, I'm like, like any small G's going up and down is like turbulence. I'm like, It's like, yeah.
That's
But
crazy.
then after a couple of times, especially like when I went back home on my own,
Yeah.
you have no idea how nerve wracking it is. I have to take care of the ticket. I have to take care of my passport. I have to go to the right plane on my own. Nobody was there. I had to do it on my own. That was scary as hell. But then I got over it. I got used to it. So maybe I'm better now.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't airplanes when they're going up, it's
It's horrible.
Yeah.
When they're going down, it's even worse.
yeah, right? So
Yeah.
how did you survive that?
I guess I'm getting better at that in the sense that I kind of got used to it, maybe.
I see. Okay.
But falling off two-step up a ladder gave me a heart attack.
Oh, it gives everyone a heart attack.
Oh, okay.
You're
So that's normal then.
Yeah, like when you're slipping or you're falling off a ladder, everyone's gonna be like, "Whoa!" Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Everyone's
so-
gonna have that reaction. It's not just you.
Okay. Well, no, the thing is like even as I go up, even though it's not like even if I fall, I probably won't even like get hurt. Like probably two-step in, I already feel the fear.
I think that's your fear of. Do you have a fear of heights?
I don't have fear of heights. I'm okay being up anywhere
Yeah.
as long as I know that I'm not gonna fall.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So if you look down while you're on a ladder,
That's death sentence. If I look up when I'm at the ladder, that's a death sentence.
I see. So you guys just look straight across.
Yeah, just look at the thing. 1, 2, 1, 2.
But how about when you're on a cliff and you're looking down?
I'm actually okay-ish. Like I would be like a bit afraid, but I could look at it. Like I'd be like, oh, that's.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I have to be on my stomach.
Oh, I see.
Like I can't be just standing and looking
Oh,
down. That's.
See, that's the fear that I have. Like when I look down, I get uneasy for sure. But then I always have a fear like some asshole is gonna be like,
Push you down.
push you. Yeah. And then you actually end up falling.
You
right?
felt, yeah. Well, for me, I don't have that. For me, just by looking down, instead of me feeling somebody like gonna push me or whatever, instead of that trust issues, I have more of a feel like the ground just coming closer at me.
What do you mean by that?
Right?
Like you just suddenly see the ground and you go
Yeah.
splat?
Like I could just like I just like when I look at the ground, I could feel the ground just coming closer to me. I could feel the G even though that's not there. It's like a suggestion kind of thing even.
Oh.
Like I just feel I'm like, oh, and then that's when I would tense up. That's where usually the death like shows in. That's when I just back off. But the worst actually is not looking down, looking up.
Why is that?
The higher I am, the farther the sky felt to me, and that's scarier than looking down.
But I thought you like looking up because you like feeling small.
I do. That's the thing. But I have to be in a place where I know I'm not gonna fall.
Oh, I see. So if you're just in the fields at
Yeah.
night time with
And just looking up,
starlights,
oh, that's the best feeling ever.
I don't like feeling small though.
I like feeling small. I like feeling insignificant.
Why? I don't want to feel like a tiny grain of sand in the
How
hourglass.
dare you think you're worth a tiny grain of sand.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to feel like, like that's so small and so tiny.
But you are.
I know, but I don't want to think about it.
You should. You should face the truth. In the grand scheme of life, we're less than a speck of dust in anything.
Okay, well, the truth is, I don't need to think about that. I can just think about other stuff.
Like what?
Like doing this podcast.
You can do this podcast while thinking small you are. That's how I've been living my whole life. It feels great. See, the more insignificant I feel, the more motivated I am to do stuff.
Why?
Because whatever I do won't have any consequences.
What? Well, of course it does.
Not in the grand scheme of things. It's just one idiot doing something stupid. You know what I mean?
So if you like decide to burn a forest or something, it's only one tiny speck in the whole grand history of humans.
See, that's the thing. If I'm stressed out enough and I'm that fucked up in the head.
Yeah.
And I'm at the moment like, oh yeah, well, we're all just like pointless in this life. I probably would start on killing spree. I'm serious. Like, it's meaningless. Your death is meaningless. Your life is too. And so is mine. At the end, I'll just shoot my head. Probably. I don't know. I probably won't. But
You sound like a...
sorry, was that too much?
I don't know if it's an anarchist or something like
nothing.
that.
I have nothing against rule of the government or whatever. It's...
You're in like the... What's the ideology that nothing matters?
Nothing really matters.
I know there's
can see.
I know there's an ideology for that, but I just forget what it's called.
Nihilism or something like that?
Yeah. That's what you are. Nothing.
You think?
Darkness.
Wait, darkness is something. How dare you?
So you're saying you're purgatory. You want everyone to be sent to purgatory.
Limbo? No, dude. Limbo is horrifying. Limbo is scary, dude. I want to die just once and be done. I don't want to die over and over and over again. That's just not right.
Interesting. Okay. I see. For me, like, I get it. Like, we're small and stuff in the grand scheme of things. But, like, don't you have that ambition to, like, want to make an impact?
That's the thing that I don't have. Never have in my life. Ambition.
But you must have been ambitious for something.
Yes.
What is that?
I want to finish the game I'm playing.
I mean, okay. Fair enough. Why are you looking at me with a straight face like, I'm serious?
No, I'm serious. You look like no, that's not what I mean. I'm like, no, that's ambition. I want to play Dark Souls for 1,000 hours and not dying once.
Yeah.
That's an ambition, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want to finish the game without, like, that's the thing. Like, my ambition is cope just on myself. Do you understand that part?
No, I get it. It's just
it's a challenge I put upon myself to do something in my own small scope.
Yeah, exactly. It's not what the answer that I was looking for.
I know,
but it's still an answer. You know.
Yeah.
Like, but I was like, don't you want to impact other people's lives?
No,
and
never.
Community, this planet.
No, whatever impact I could bring to people or the world would not be positive.
Vincent.
The only thing I could bring to him is a peaceful death. A painfully peaceful death.
How's that even possible? A painful, peaceful death? That doesn't even make sense.
It'll be peaceful for me.
Oh, I see. That makes sense.
It'll be his death. Guess that wasn't clear.
We talked about trauma. We talked about the future of our podcast and stuff, and doing this for a whole year. Do you feel like we learned anything during this whole year?
I learned something.
What did you learn?
Quality matters.
What do you mean?
Expensive stuff does matter.
What do you mean?
This mic, this Rodecaster, this shit increased our quality by a lot, and by a lot, it also increased our motivation.
I guess so, in a way, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, you see new toys, you want to play with it, and then when you play with it, you kind of, you're happy and giddy. For now, because this is all new, who knows what's going to happen next month or 6 months down the line?
I'm pretty sure. For me, I'm not the type who gets bored with the same stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, I played Dark Souls for 3,000 hours. It's the same game. I'm playing it the same way for 3,000 hours. Okay.
Yeah, for me...
Hold up. Dark Souls 1 specifically. Not all 3 Dark Souls, just one.
Just one.
Okay, go on.
But for me, like, I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. Like, I'm pretty sure I'll stick with it because I do enjoy doing this. Even after a whole year of doing this. Like, obviously, we're not going to do this forever. Like, eventually, we're going to have to stop at some point.
Well, probably when one of us get married and stuff.
You.
He's older than me. He says that I have to get married first. I don't understand the logic. Somebody tell me.
I'm not even that much older than you. Like a couple of months at best.
You're a year older than me.
No, I'm not. We're the same year.
Bullshit.
We're the same age, you ass.
Nah. I refuse to believe.
No, I turned 25 5 years in a row.
What a coincidence. I turned 22 like 6 times in a row.
But is that what you want? Like
What?
Like each year we have like a new thing going on.
It doesn't have to be New Year, like each year though. We could just do it like every quarter year kind of thing, right?
So every 4 months or so.
Yeah. I think that's a good time to,
Change it up.
get used to it, right?
Yeah.
Before we get too used to it, we'll change it up.
I guess so. I guess the next step for us, if we are able to evolve in the way that we want to, which is get a studio.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, yeah, I think that's
I think that's the next step for us.
well, the studio thing, we could just, make one, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be like perfect or whatever, but
Yeah.
we could just, I don't know, take a room downstairs and like, model it up to make like a good enough studio, right?
yeah, exactly.
But the thing is actually that the one thing that I still like wanted to get going is actually like gameplay.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right,
that's the thing that I want to get it like flying.
Yeah.
Just us playing games and doing stuff.
I
Just
see.
like,
But it just never
but this
works
time
out.
instead of because we've been trying to do it online, right?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
If we could do it offline, it would have been
It'd be better.
Yeah,
Actually, I don't know. The thing is, see, here's the thing.
let's play Contra.
Here's the thing, okay? It's not me that's the problem. It's you. You're the diva in terms of schedules.
What do you mean?
I have to work whenever you feel like working.
True.
Yeah. So it's based on what you feel like doing.
Yeah. Guys,
So-
we're doing it at your place, not my place.
So the fact that you say you want to do gameplay stuff, but also I can only be available for these days for 1 hour.
that's the thing, because usually like I prefer to do it on before my day off, right?
Yeah.
Because for example, like today, if you want to say, yeah, let's hang out till 9, I'm like, yeah, I can do it just fine. You would probably die because you got to work tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh, you're fine with not sleeping.
Yeah.
Well then, yeah. Like that's the thing, right? Because most of the time when I need like, I think I should go home soon. It's not because I need to go home. I'm off tomorrow. You got stuff to do. I don't want you to die because of.
No, I actually don't mind.
Oh, okay.
Before I used to be like, oh, I want to go to sleep early, da da da. But then I don't know what happened. But maybe because of my thing where I just want to be more connected to people.
Maybe.
But I'm willing to stay out longer now. I'm willing to sacrifice sleep for it.
I see. For me, no. For me, because my mental health is kind of like fragile. So I need any ounce of sleep I can take, or else I get really moody and like dangerous.
But that's you every day.
Yeah, that's why. Because this is just me losing 1 hour of sleep. By the way, I slept 7 hours to 6 hours a day now, and that's happening.
You're weird.
Really? See, if I don't sleep 8 hours or like 7 hours and a half ish, I get really moody and annoying.
Really?
Yeah, but if I only sleep for like 4 hours or less, I'm normal. I just like I feel tired, but I'm not moody. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know if it's me where I can survive off of like sleeping that much, not much, like 4 or 5 hours. But I think it's because I have sleep apnea. Maybe
What does that mean?
like when you're sleeping, your nasal passage is blocked, so you're breathing through your mouth and you're not sleeping properly. You're not breathing properly, so you end up going to the washroom more often. You wake up.
Do you wake up a lot?
I wake
when
up
you
to use the washroom, yeah, and it kind of disrupts your sleeping pattern, right?
Yeah. Oh, that never happened to me. Usually doesn't matter how like messed up my body is, how badly I need to go to pee, unless it's like really critical moments. I would never wake up.
Oh,
When I wake up and then like after 5-10 minutes, I'm like, oh, okay, I need to go, and then I would run down.
oh,
Yeah,
so it's me that's not normal.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Probably because your sleep pattern has always been like weird too.
I don't think
How
so.
long has you been having like this weird sleep pattern? Oh,
Forever.
by the way, talking
Forever.
about sleep thing.
Yeah.
I just had like my sleep paralysis came back last week.
What do you mean by? Oh, yeah, you always had that? I never
No,
knew.
like sometimes I don't know, probably like under like heavy stress or whatnot.
Yeah.
Or usually like either stress or fear of something. Usually after I watch like horror movie,
Yeah.
I would get like sleep paralysis because I don't feel safe sleeping. Because I feel like something will come when I'm sleeping. So my consciousness will be like in a set where I could like ready to wake up anytime kind of thing.
Yeah.
So my mind is active, but my body is asleep.
That's scary.
Yeah. Oh, that was really scary because your body is awake. You know that.
Your
Like,
mind.
like you'll be like, okay, I'm awake, but I can't move my body.
Yeah,
And then that's when the panic start kicking in, right? You're like, oh, I can't move. Like, oh, what the hell's happening? Well, the thing is, like, I've faced it so much that I know how to deal with that.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah, move your toes. Anybody who has like sleep paralysis, Move your toes slowly, and then quickly. After you move it quickly, you'll wake up.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Are you able to talk while you're paralyzed, or you
No.
can't? You can't do anything.
Oh, you stop. Everything just. But I learned one. Well, I didn't really learn it. It's kind of a focus thing when you're sleep paralysis. The first time I've had it, it's actually kind of scary because what it was is that I was sleeping, but I was paralyzed, so I couldn't really feel anything. Right? I could just feel this fear and terror. I was afraid of something that was staring at me, behind me, watching me as I was sleeping. That's the fear that I feel. But then I realized that in my mind that I was looking at my sleeping body.
So you saying you died for that moment?
I don't know, but I think I threw my consciousness like away. I was afraid of my consciousness kind of thing.
See, I think that's more scarier than having sleep paralysis.
What's so?
You basically said you died and you just watch yourself sleeping. And you're just like, okay, I'm gonna go back. And you like,
But I could feel like my fear. Like I could feel like my hand won't move. I feel like, but I could see my back. Like yeah, I see so clearly. That was like my first sleep paralysis, and I was like, that was the most fucked up sleep I've had in life. But then lately though, because I kind of know how to deal with it, my mind's more contained, I guess. Like the thing is, like if there's anything messed up, is that the fact that I could open my eyelid, like my eyes would be connected,
yeah,
but my body can't move.
that's weird.
Yeah.
Man. Is that the worst one that you had for sleep paralysis? The watching yourself?
Yeah, that was the worst one.
That was the worst one. Yeah.
Because I don't know, because of that, I kind of realized that it was me who was watching myself, and then my mind started going crazy. Because it's realizing the paradox, right? It's like I'm watching myself and I'm afraid of my own. Is it me that I'm fearing, or is it something else? When I start going that, I start, the world kind of just starts shifting and whatnot. And then, and then that's when I wake up. Like the mind is messed up. So
That's crazy, dude.
yeah.
I can't really say I relate to that because I never had sleep paralysis.
I really hope you don't have to.
But I had something similar happen to me.
Ooh.
Which is kind of weird. Which is like, so it was a dream or a nightmare, right? And I was just laying in bed, and then for some reason my bed's here, right? And then there's like a nightstand here, or like a dresser or whatever.
Right.
On the dresser, it's like a Chucky doll, and then I see it move.
Yeah.
And it brings out a knife
Is the doll in front of you or behind you?
in front of me.
Okay, so you can see it.
I
moving.
can see it, yeah, and I can see it moving, and it goes down. And it climbs up my bed and slowly walks towards me. And I was a kid at that time, right?
Yeah.
So all the time I was just shouting like, "Dad, Dad," and no one's hearing me, right?
Yeah.
And then I just wake up after. Like when he got like really close to me, I woke up. I was like, "That's the closest I've felt," but that's not really sleep paralysis. That's like more like a nightmare.
That's the thing, right? Did you feel that you can't move your body?
Yeah, but I don't think I was like awake. Like I didn't know.
I see.
I wasn't aware that I was awake. I wasn't hallucinating.
I see.
That was just a nightmare.
Yeah.
So that's the closest I felt.
I see.
So when you have dreams of falling, does that scare you?
I never
too?
had dream of falling ever.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think so. Nothing that I remember. If I do, the fall wasn't scary, if that makes sense. I would fall on my back.
Yeah.
And then it's like a trust fall kind of thing. And I know that something will break my fall every time. The scariest one is usually getting chased by something. Usually I got chased by like my own consciousness. That's the scary part.
Okay. Before we get into that.
Yeah.
So the reason why I was laughing is because you told me a story a while back.
Yeah. About my first dream. Like the nightmare that I remember very clearly.
Is that a nightmare? Where Scotty 2 Hottie, a WWE wrestler, doing his signature
move, which is the worm to me, and I was terrified shitless. So the thing is, that I think that was also that was really freakish nightmare. So what it is that I was sleeping. I was really young. I think I was like grade 5, grade 6. We just moved to this new place. And so I was playing my PlayStation 1 game, right? And then one of the games that I really liked was SmackDown. So I was playing it, and then I don't know why, but when I was sleeping, I saw like this. I was surrounded by like fire. Like everything was dark. The only bright thing was like fire. It was just like fire around me.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't stand up. I was just like lying on the floor, and I was like, what the hell's happening? And then I see Scotty Tihani doing the move. And then as he was like, going left and right and then doing the wave, the worm move, I was like, I was just like so scared. Stop. And then as he was like trying to do the drop, I woke up. I was so scared. That was messed up.
But why is that scary?
I don't know. I was so afraid of it. I don't know. I guess the worm move just freaked me out.
I guess like if he does it like fluidly.
Yeah, he does it fluidly. It was like perfect wave too. Because that's why I'm like, I was so scared. It's more scarier than being pedigreed or like the power bomb. Like it was
a weird one.
I know. That was probably one of the most vivid nightmare I had when I was younger.
Wow. Okay, so going back to what you just said, where you get chased by your consciousness in nightmares. What do you mean by that?
So I was running. It'll be always in the forest. I'm running in darkness. So I was like running and dodging. I was running and dodging. I would look backward.
Yeah.
I know what's chasing me.
Yeah.
And I was afraid of it. And I was just running. But then my consciousness would be me looking at my own back or running away.
So you're being chased by yourself in a way.
Yes.
It's kind of weird. What's with you in the weird dreams, man?
I don't know. I don't like the fact that I'm doing things to myself. Do you understand?
I think... See, that's the weird thing. Like, do you think it's all like our dreams are sending us a message?
I hope not. I really hope not.
Is that like a deep dive into our self-consciousness?
No,
is that what
it's too scary.
Because I feel like...
What am I trying to do to myself? That's just like horrifying, dude.
I feel like you are self-destructive in a way.
Doing it again.
You see what I mean, right? Like you are sometimes self-destructive.
I am, but that's the thing though. I kind of been able to not being so self-destructive. I think physically, right? I think I hate pain, so I'll find a way to do it without pain. No, wrong.
I think it's more of a mental than
probably. Yeah, I don't know. I keep. Well, that's why I just like cut my nails. See how clean it is. Yeah. So probably that's the reason too. Like I don't know if my nail is just itchy, but I've been like digging my claw into my arm or like.
No, see, that's no good, man.
I
You're
don't know
developing like weird bad habits.
I mean, I had that since forever. I haven't had it for a while, and I had it again. Like probably today, it's the first time I realized I had like a lot of scratch mark on my wrist and stuff. That was messed up.
Is it because of stress? Is that what's happening?
I don't think I'm stressed though.
For those who didn't see, I did the whole like look down, look at Boshka, like,
and I did the monkey meme thing. Though look at the left and then just look straight forward. Like,
so you know exactly what I'm saying. Then I was just like, oh really, Bosh?
I'm like,
oh really, Bosh?
I don't know because the thing is like I know how to handle stress, so to speak.
Yeah.
Probably not in the most healthiest way, but I know how to deal with it.
And how do you deal with it then?
Forget about it.
That's not healthy at all.
I know, but it works so far.
You know, some people use alcohol for that.
That's why I don't use alcohol.
You're not supposed to.
And that's why I'm good, right? No, people use alcohol and that messed them up. I don't need alcohol to forget it, so.
But it messes up twice as much.
Not really. How so?
Because alcohol makes you forget it and you kind of just, for that moment, feel free.
Yeah, so do
But
I.
you're never free. You shackled yourself to a cage.
What do you mean?
Every time there's a new stress, you're just like, shink, shink. Okay, I'm done. you shackle yourself to your own boulder and you just called it a day.
Yeah, but it's like it's something that I could walk with. You know what I mean? It might be like dragging me down, but I still walk forward. Like if I don't realize it's a pain, it's not a pain. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But you still get hurt by it.
Yeah, but I don't realize that I'm hurt, so it should be okay, right?
No.
See, that's the thing. Like, as long as
Terrible.
because as long as you don't realize it's you're in pain, that's why pain is all about, right? For example, if you don't have a sense of pain and you have a broken leg, you'll never know that your leg is broken. You'll keep walking, probably not as well, but you still walk.
That doesn't mean it's okay to walk.
Yeah, but it works. I'm still walking.
That doesn't mean it should be the way. You should be like taking care of yourself, self-care and repairing yourself.
That's how I take care of myself. What do you mean?
You take care of yourself and not taking care of yourself.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. It works so far.
You are horrible, not to yourself, but to other people.
Wow, how has the other people got anything to do with this?
Because I had to hear you, and then now I have to go, Bosh,
Don't ask, Ben. You're trying to dig.
See? And this is why you're always being chased by your own consciousness. This is why you're self-destructive.
What do
You're
you
doing
mean?
it to yourself.
Well, as long as I don't realize it, it's not a...
But you do realize it because you're
Not
having
really.
dreams about it or nightmares about it.
Well, I guess that's how I deal with it. And I mean, a little bit fear here and there kind of, keeps me on edge. So that's good.
That's like saying like, oh, like I'm overweight, but me having a heart attack just means I'm giving a heart a workout.
Yeah. I mean,
That's not how it works.
What doesn't kill you?
Doesn't make you stronger. It just weakens you.
At a certain point, yeah, but as long as you don't die, it's a step forward.
What doesn't kill you only weakens you. You
Yeah,
shrink.
but as long as you don't die, it's all
You know
right.
how you make yourself stronger? You sharpen your tools that you have available.
So you can slit your wrist faster and more efficiently. That's right. Hey, you're the one who laid on the silver plate. No.
You are just out of there, Bosh.
Out of where?
Out of this world.
How so?
Because you're clearly not from Earth, I'll tell you that. But I'm actually surprised how you can remember your dreams or nightmares so vividly. Because I can't. When I have a dream, I just forget about it.
I don't know if this consciousness thing playing a huge part of it or whatever.
Oh, well. Okay,
Because I don't know if my mind and my consciousness are like connected kind of thing. I don't know. It's weird. Like,
the thing is, like, if you can if you can recall your dreams or whatever perfectly, it means you have a good memory.
I'd say so. See, the thing is, like, if I put an effort into remembering something, I could remember something just like that, like really well. But most of the time, I don't put an effort into it because it's useless. Not a lot of things are worth remembering, and sometimes remembering just hurts.
I suppose.
That's a landmine. That's a landmine.
I was like, I suppose, but then I don't want to get into that because I don't want to, travel into the past, so to speak, especially for Washka. Because we did talk about this earlier today, ironically, about the past.
Did we? I don't remember.
Well,
See, I just forget stuff.
You choose to forget it.
Yeah, and that's beautiful, isn't it?
So in this episode, we talked about, what did we talk about? We talked about our podcast,
1 year,
why we did it, how we're doing it, and the future of it.
the traumas.
Yeah, not only that, but we talked about our childhood traumas. We talked about our nightmares and dreams. And
By the way, just about traumas though, is that it? Did you only have that one trauma? Because I could tell you another trauma that you have.
what is that?
Coffee.
But I want to consider that to be I guess
It is a trauma.
It is a trauma, but it's not like super, super bad like the family one. Like this coffee one is kind of like, oh, that's interesting. And then that's it.
Yeah, but that's why I'm going to drink coffee from now on in front of you. Just to watch you vomit all over the floor.
No, it just makes me nauseous when I smell it.
Cool. I'm going to brew one like from Java that was just like this really, really aromatic.
Even to this day, it still makes me nauseous. Because I thought like, okay, maybe I'm old enough and I kind of got
If you don't think that's a trauma, I don't know. That's probably one of the better trauma. It's a more physical trauma than because you reacted to it more physically than whatever.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
So for context, it's basically what Boshka is saying is like when I was a kid, my parents would splash hot coffee on me.
Every time. Just because why not?
Yeah.
Wake up. Just go like that.
Yeah, he was like, you damn dirty animal, wake up. And I was like, whenever I was being a bad kid or like, oh, you only got one H.
Nothing like that, by the way. Like whenever they go on a long trip with a car, like their parent would have his parent would have coffee and mugs and whatnot. So when he smells it, he would feel nauseous inside the car. So it's just like a combination of both, and then it's just mess him up.
Why do you know this?
Nothing of his life is that dramatic. Don't worry.
First off, why do you know this?
He told me this before. I remember this thing.
That's what I mean. Like, why do you remember that? That's
Because I remember the shit people talk, say to me, the compliments, the bad mouthing. I remember all those.
Yeah.
I write it all in my death note.
Your Boshka note.
My Boshka note.
Right. It was the combination of having motion sickness.
Do you still have motion sickness?
To some extent, yes. I think it's worse now because I haven't been.
What caused it?
It's like an inner eardrum problem or something like that.
So, when you're driving, it mess you up?
Yeah. So, like boat rides, I get seasick. Driving long
Distance?
car rides.
Oh shit!
Makes me sick.
Like if you're driving, does it help or no?
I actually don't know. I've never driven that long before, so I can't really say for sure.
Okay, just do it on your own and
And find
call
out.
me when you're done.
Yeah, maybe.
If you never came back, I'll know that it didn't work. Okay, well,
maybe. I'm like, hey,
Alex
Bosh, if I
gone.
don't message you in the next half an hour, I'm dead. 1
You
week
never
later.
did.
1 week later. Oh,
this is
yeah.
dead.
I forgot about that.
oh yeah, Alex. Yo, Alex, when's the next pot? Oh,
And then airplane rides. I believe I'm okay for an hour. But I think after that, I'm starts to get a little sketchy.
how are we gonna go to fucking Japan, bro? Japan is not an hour flight trip.
I use gravel and sleeping pills.
Oh, you just pass out?
Yeah, it helps. I guess it like maybe because like when I'm sleeping, I like moving my head or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know. But like if I'm just sleeping, I just don't feel anything.
Okay.
Yeah, so it definitely helped.
All right.
I don't know. But yeah, but my motion sickness, like I puked numerous times, and it's just something they had to deal with.
I'm having second thoughts about traveling with him.
This episode we talked about podcasting, the future of our podcast.
Uh-huh.
We talked about traumas, talking about nightmares and dreams, and then I guess starting our next episode, we're gonna have a guest on our show.
That's right.
Yeah, so that will be our a new phase, a new Bosh ABCU phase.
All right. So who's the guest again? Are we gonna reveal here, or just gonna talk about it next time?
Yeah, we'll talk about it next time.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll work out. To be honest, I don't even know if we can get him on the show. He's a very busy guy.
That's not what he told me last time, but okay.
He said yes, he'll be on the show. It doesn't mean I can get him to be on the show. You know what I mean? He'll be like, like how when you meet someone, it's like, hey, let's go out for some coffee sometimes. You never go out for coffee. You know what I mean? He's just there to be nice.
That's why he doesn't have friends.
Actually, Boshka doesn't even exist. It's just me doing two different voices.
That's right. This is recorded in like 2 separate times
Yeah.
with a voice changer.
I'm just talking to myself.
Yeah, you notice it says Fool's Odyssey. It's not 2 people, it's him and you guys.
Okay. Can I just quickly drop this knowledge bomb on everyone here?
What?
So originally, I wanted to call this the Fool's Odyssey, FOOLS apostrophe Odyssey,
Yeah.
right, referring to us two. And then Bosh was like, "No, that's not right.
Yeah.
Isn't it a Fool's Odyssey? Like Fool's yeah, FOOLS apostrophe S.
Yeah.
I was like, no, Bosh, that's not English. I don't know what kind of backwards language that is, but that ain't English.
But when I was thinking like multiple, or like, the fool's journey, as in like the journey that belongs to the fool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why you have the S and then apostrophe.
Yeah.
Not S apostrophe S again.
I see.
That's
That
not
makes
grammar, bro. That ain't grammar, man.
I mean, no English.
Okay, our time is up. We talked
Too much
for a
fun.
bit, Yeah, yeah. So that's our 1 year anniversary, and hopefully we have a 2 year and a 3 year and a 5 year and a 17 year anniversary.
Probably by then, it would probably, if we're still doing this, it'll be my son doing this shit. So.
So you will have a son.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adopted or not. It might be just my pet dog that I call my son. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll find out in the 17th year anniversary episode.
This will go up in the internet.
Okay. Any last final words?
Son, if you're listening to this. Nothing.
I said last words, not your will.
I don't know what kind of crazy shit we just talk about. Like I kind of like erased my memory for the last half an hour.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. It's like after I finished the episode, I was like, okay, what did we talk about? And I had to like when I'm editing, then I was like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, we just lost our mind usually when we talk because it just let out whatever it is that we're talking. That's like we had like a heart-to-heart session there for a little bit. That was kind of weird, but well, not really. It happens a lot. But yeah, this is like the way we go. And if you're aboard, well, welcome. And we'll keep going this way. So
yeah, no tickets required.
Yep.
Anyone come on up free.
come anytime. So next to you, Alex.
All right, cool. And I want to just close this off here, Bosh. Do the
Right.
outro.
Ladies and gentlemen, This is it's been a long, long day.
All right.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. This is Boshka
This is Alex.
and Woodful's Odyssey. This is episode 52 and 1 year anniversary. Thank you for listening. See you guys again next time. Bye-bye.
Mwah.